Since the founding fathers, the love of the land is something buried deep inside of us. It is our heritage, our history, our passion. And we are its greatest stewards. From the smallest blades of grass to the widest of nature's wonders, this is who we are. This is Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Life on the Land is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land. Polaris Off-Road, think outside. Winchester Ammunition and Firearms, the American legend. Cool, born in the mountains. Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering, envision, design, build. And by Greeley Hat Works, we start with better bodies.
Welcome to Hayden Outdoors Life on the Land. Ranching can look very different across the country, and today we'll showcase that diversity. In Montana, we check out a ranch with acreage in both irrigated and dryland crops, as well as pasture on the Yellowstone River frontage. Then we stop at a secluded log cabin and equestrian ranch bordering Pike National Forest in Colorado. We also head up to Oregon, where we'll tour an incredible legacy ranch with over 51 square miles of natural habitat and exceptional wildlife. But first, Dax Hayden and I check in with a client that just purchased their dream property to discuss ways to improve an already beautiful Wyoming ranch.
This is it, and then
that's the 5-stand area there.
Yeah, and then there's
so we almost maybe might start the sporting clays right in here somewhere and then end it.
Yeah.
Gillette, Wyoming, located between the Bighorn Mountains and the Black Hills, yields some of the most desirable ranches in the West, and the Sweetgrass Ranch is no exception. Rick Steinert has worked with Dax Hayden for years to try to find his and Deirdre's dream property. When they first stepped foot on this ranch, they knew their search was over. The ranch in its entirety is just under 5,000 acres. And in addition to the main home, the ranch is outfitted with 5 cabins, multiple outbuildings, and a riding arena. It's the perfect location for hosting guests, clients, and provides endless possibilities for recreational business. With the vast acreage and varying terrain, the ranch is perfect for grazing and boasts a large number of big game animals. Rick and Deirdre also have a desire to enhance the upland bird hunting and build a sporting clays course on the property.
Level enough here that we could build a really cool.
Yes, you could.
And
yes, you could.
They're coming from here and there and up there and over there, and
you could even have the charging bunny.
The charging bunny, I like it.
The charging bunny
coming right at you, and then nobody can hit it.
Love it.
I don't know if I've ever seen a better spot for a 5-stand than right here, ever.
We spent some time surveying the property, looking at maps, and just really finding out what Rick and Deirdre would like to see implemented, and what locations would be ideal for their clay target range.
Like I was thinking, when you come back up here, you can see the top of this. There's a knob up there. Mm-hmm. You could have a clay target thrower up there, and you don't get to see this presentation anywhere where you're watching a target that long before you shoot it.
In addition to the clay target range, Rick and Deirdre both are passionate about upland bird hunting and are really wanting to implement quality habitat for a healthy population of pheasant, as well as all the wildlife in the area.
The game on this place is unbelievable, but I think if we go in here with some alfalfa and sainfoin mix and leave some buffer strips on the creek to, give them a good, place to hide and that kind of thing, I think you'll have a lot better hunting success. Rick, I'm just kind of blown away after being down here and being able to hunt it and actually boots on the ground and going through the place, how much we learned. And we've got a rough map diagram here to kind of go over what we think next spring's planting and stuff looks like and developing the habitat. I'm looking forward to the next couple of years of being able to make it better and better and better. I'm confident we can make a lot of wild birds grow down here on the bottom and attract more deer and elk.
You ready for a lesson?
Can I stand next to you?
Yeah, you can.
I'll hit a lot more that way. I found I'm a better shot when I'm next to you.
While we were on the ranch, we decided to have a little fun and set out on an impromptu pheasant hunt.
We got a bird in here.
Shot, Rick.
The cool thing about this is Rick and Deidre, they've been clients of Dax's for years and years and years, and they've been working together, looking for a ranch for them to hunt. And they've looked all over the place and they found this place right here and fell in love with it. And they've just recently closed here. So we've come up here, we're trying to help them develop a management plan to grow some native birds, to bring in more deer and elk and antelope onto the ranch, to find out ways to enjoy it. And they've been here for a month or less, and to see the smile on their face when they're having fun out here, that's what it's all about.
Well, that one ain't running.
I met Rick back at Safari Club in about 2004, and we became friends and started talking about buying a ranch, and we've been talking for years and talking about hunting a lot, and always wanted to buy a ranch, and we found this ranch called the Sweetgrass Ranch, and we both fell in love with it.
Yeah! It went down in the cattails.
Good dog.
I've been friends with Dax for over 15 years. I gotta tell you, this place has been a 30-year dream of mine, and it took Dax and I 10 years to find it. And the other thing about Dax and Hayden Outdoors is the service you get transcends anything I've ever heard of. They literally help evaluate places for their wildlife potential. And then once we got this place, I mean, they're here with dogs, with biologists. They literally turn your vision into reality. I mean, who does that for you? Nobody.
At Hayden Outdoors, when you find the right property, our relationship with you doesn't end there. If you want to come in and manage for wildlife, if you want to build a lake, put in a sporting clays course, that's the kind of things that we can help you do. And Rick and Deirdre are perfect examples of that relationship.
Cheers. Thank you so much. Cheers.
This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by Winchester Ammunition, the American legend. Greeley Hatworks has been making and recrafting hats for over 100 years. Since 1909, our high-quality materials and platinum customer service have set us apart from the other hat makers. We call that Hattisfaction. We make more than just cowboy hats. Shop our 970 fashion line or check out any of our many collaborations, including our collaboration with Anna V Outdoors. Hats made specially for life outdoors. Visit our store in Greeley, Colorado, or shop our selections of custom and ready-to-ship hats at GreeleyHatworks.com. At Hayden Outdoors, we truly value our team of professional land brokers and agents. They are knowledgeable individuals, share our love of the land, and are dedicated to excellent work ethics and attention to detail. We are currently seeking experienced land professionals from coast to coast to join the Hayden team. If you believe you're a good fit, please contact us at 866-741-8323. We look forward to hearing from you. This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by Polaris Off-Road. Think outside.
let's head down to Ride Out Ranch, offered by Brett Hedrick.
Located about 9 miles south of U.S. Highway 24 in the town of Florissant, the approximately 35-acre Ride Out Ranch was created with a mountain trail rider in mind. The property is bound by Pike National Forest lands, with the nearest trails from the property designated for horseback and hiking only. As such, riders can explore thousands of continuous acres of forest right from the front door. The mountain grass pastures are perimeter and cross-fenced and have been well managed. Numerous species of wildlife frequent the ranch, with the adjacent national forest offering several hunting opportunities. Ranch improvements are accessed via an electronic coded gate and are not visible from the main road. The main residence consists of a custom 3-bedroom log home that was constructed with Swedish cope-style logs overlooking a seasonal pond. Vaulted ceilings, pillow windows and doors, pecan hardwood and slate tile floors, cherry cabinetry, zoned radiant heating, loft area office, and an oversized 2-car attached garage are just some of the features the cabin provides. Views abound from the wraparound deck, the most prominent of which is Pikes Peak. The 6-stall barn features a heated workshop, ample hay and tack storage areas, and adjoining paddocks with waters and drive-through accessibility. The bunkhouse has been utilized for the gathering of family and friends, though could facilitate any number of potential uses. An adjacent 10-acre parcel is also available for purchase in increasing the grazing footprint of the property or as a separate building site. Ride Out Ranch is a unique mountain equestrian property that provides both end-of-the-road seclusion and far-reaching public land access.
Now we're headed to Big Sky Country of Montana to check in with Mike Sedgwick to look at the Watson Ranch.
Hi, I'm Mike Sedgwick with Hayden Outdoors, and today we're at the Watson Ranch, which is located about 35 miles just east of Billings, Montana. This ranch contains 2,958 deeded acres. It has another 160 acres of leased land. It is comprised of river bottom, and then it's got the big coulees and the alpine tree slopes on the south end of the ranch. It also has irrigated hay ground and good farming possibilities.
This particular spot that we're on today, my wife and I bought quite a few years ago. It was originally homesteaded. We're the second owners of it. The home place has been in the family for over 100 years, and during that time it sustained several generations of family in any endeavors they undertook.
Some of the income potentials on this ranch is, of course, the cattle. The current owner has 150 head. It does have the potential to raise a few more. It also has great potential to lease out hunting rights.
We border the Yellowstone River for a mile and a half or so. We have a very diverse ecosystem here. We have a lot of different terrains, from river bottoms to irrigated, sub-irrigated grounds, riparian areas, low foothills out into what we call the Pine Ridge, where you have bigger canyons, timber, open spots, whatever. And it opens up to a range of, endless wildlife.
For the guy that just wants to come out and have a recreational property, there's plenty of room out here with the nearly 3,000 acres. And he can hunt and fish. It's got a mile and a half of the Yellowstone River with it. So the potential is just endless out here. And for the recreational person, this is a place that you need to come see.
This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by Winchester Firearms, the American legend. Your work is your ethic. Your handshake is your bond. Your word will outlive you. There's only so much you can leave behind in this life. Make your land your legacy. Landowners nationwide trust Western Heritage with their land enhancement and development. No matter what the project is, Western Heritage will make sure your future is in good hands. Your own.
Whether this is your office or your playground, you can always do with a little more time to make the most of every day. Introducing the all-new 2021 Polaris lineup, each engineered to fit more into every minute and equipped with the industry's leading on-demand all-wheel drive system for instant traction, an integrated ride command that keeps an eye on the trail, hitch, and your group, as well as new LEDs that extend the day well into the night, because you get more out of your day when you've got more machine. Polaris. Think outside.
Wrap your hands around a Winchester Super X4. It's light on the shoulder and points and swings as smooth as honey butter on a hot biscuit. Most of all, it functions freely when the north wind blows cold. The fastest cycling, most reliable, best patterning auto-loading shotgun ever made. The Winchester Super X4.
This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by Greeley Hat Works. We start with better bodies.
Now we're headed to look at a listing offered by Austin Callison, Davis Land and Livestock.
Hey, I'm Austin Callison with Hayden Outdoors Real Estate. Today we're in Eastern Oregon at Davis Land and Cattle. This ranch is a phenomenal ranch. It's 33,000 acres of deeded ground. Pretty much all of it's contiguous. It's got multiple springs on it. We're standing right behind Reinhardt Creek right now, which is a little year-round creek that flows down through the property. Well, the first time that I toured this ranch was in the fall. And there was about 1,000 head of elk when we were in here this fall during hunting season. There's 8 landowner tags for bulls, 8 landowner tags for bucks that are in here. So I see the person being able to enjoy that. The next best, highest and best use is the cattle aspect of it. There's multiple combinations that a guy could do, but in the past, they've ran 400 cows in here and then up to 1,800 yearlings and moving them around, and there's plenty of water. You don't have to haul water. There's springs and creeks, so a lot of opportunity with the cattle.
Davis Land and Livestock is a massive 33,000-acre hunting and cattle ranch in the beautiful rugged landscape of Southeast Oregon. This is a rare opportunity to purchase this unspoiled legacy ranch, which has been responsibly managed by the same family for almost a century. The contiguous acreage spans over 51 square miles of natural habitat that attracts a variety of wildlife. The expansive pasture land is both fenced and cross-fenced. The ranch also has 2 sets of corrals. The location would be an ideal site for a future dream home or hunting lodge. The topography is a mix of level pasture land, wooded creek beds, rolling hills, and beautiful bluffs. Just 5 miles west of the property lies Ironside, Oregon, and 4.2 miles to the east is Brogan, Oregon. The region is known for its scenery, recreational opportunities, diverse agriculture, and quiet rural lifestyle. This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by Western Heritage Consulting and Engineering. Envision, design, build. Since 1976, Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has grown to over 150 land brokers and agents offering unparalleled real estate services stretching from coast to coast. From cattle ranches and working farms to hunting tracts, recreational properties, and country estates. Visit HaydenOutdoors.com to find your next property. Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. The Cimarron Valley Ranch boasts over 45,000 acres of land spread along the historic Santa Fe Trail in Colorado and Oklahoma. This ranch runs along 22 miles of the Cimarron River and supports up to 2,000 cows using rotational grazing pasture, turnkey ranching operations, and ample water from the river and ponds to stock tanks and 13 pivot irrigated circles. Excellent hunting for elk, deer, quail, turkey, and more are found in this rare contiguous ranch. Call Dax Hayden for more information or visit HaydenOutdoors.com. This portion of Life on the Land is brought to you by Hayden Outdoors, the brand that sells the land.
Bill Vasick, a partner at Hayden Outdoors, has really made Lander, Wyoming home over the last several years, and he's opening up a brand new office on Main Street, and we're here to celebrate. Bill, how long have you been in real estate?
You know, I've been in real estate about 20 years. Started in Nebraska and ventured this way.
Why Hayden Outdoors? Why does Hayden Outdoors mean so much to you?
You know, I fortunately got to meet the Hayden family, I'd say 15 years ago. Essentially, we were competing against each other, yet we'd come together, and just the great family aspect, it just seemed like a perfect fit.
Hey everybody, I want to give a toast to Bill and everybody here at Lander. Great job on the office, and we're so excited about everything that's going on. Can't wait to see what happens from here. Cheers. Cheers.
That's what I love about Hayden Outdoors is as you talked about, everybody comes from a different walk of life, right? But the teamwork and the family atmosphere that Hayden Outdoors feels, and you feel it from the top, you and Dax as owners and stuff, all the way down to the people answering the phone. I mean, it's an entire family.
It is, and it's especially, when we get all in the same room, it's noticeable. It's not like we're going to an event, going to a corporate retreat. It's a family. The success in real estate is to build a relationship. We don't go out looking for buyers and sellers. We go out to meet people, knowing that if we have a relationship with those people, it's the word of mouth that will get somebody into this store.
While we were in Lander, Wyoming, we met up with Agent Cody Jacks's grandmother, and she really spearheads a lot of the history in the area, keeping it alive and passing it down from generation to generation. And she took us to the Pioneer Museum to show us around. So Maggie, your ties to Landers runs pretty deep, right?
Real deep. My husband's family came, there's 7 generations here today. This is the Mercantile. It was originally the first carpenter shop in Wyoming. 58 different families from Ross and Carmody County settled here in Fremont County. The great-grandpa Fifes had a mercantile on Main Street, just probably 3 doors up from where Hayden Outdoors is today. This was my brother-in-law, Western Hide and Fur Company. And then there's some more pictures over there.
What year was this taxidermy? Look, I didn't realize.
Well, this is 1918, this one, but that was probably 1898.
Look at that. I know that there had to have been a big history, out west. I'm from East. I live in Missouri, right? And when I think about the Western, it's the settlement and the Indians and the buffaloes and the cowboys and everything. I mean, there's got to be a rich history of that here in this Lander area.
The Lander area, now you might call South Pass area, you think about all the people that lit out from St. Joe to come here. My husband's great-grandfather was the journalist for the 47-49 trek that came through South Pass, and you think of South Pass as the gateway to the West.
One of the reasons that Grandma Margaret is so passionate about the history in this area is because it's about her, it's about her family, and as they came over and made a life for themselves in Wyoming, and she's keeping that story alive and passing it down from generation to generation.
The kids get to come in and do, as you would do back in the old days, we make ice cream, we make butter, we make biscuits, and learned how to make sauerkraut.
We went into an old schoolhouse, and the history there was just unbelievable to me. These buildings that were in this museum, they're not replicas. They're the actual buildings that they've torn down and moved to the museum area there. One of the cool things about the schoolhouse that we were in was one of Grandma Margaret's relatives' name was actually on the wall.
My husband's grandfather's name's on there.
In typical Old West fashion, Lander's exactly the same. There's stories of outlaws and when they came to town, and Butch Cassidy spent a lot of time in Lander, Wyoming. And Grandma Margaret actually had the house of the sheriff that arrested Butch Cassidy in the area.
Butch Cassidy was a friend to, oh gosh, my grandmother knew him. Butch came in and visited my dad. You know, all the old guys knew Butch around here.
So he was a part of the community.
He was a part of the community. They were all friends.
This country is covered by small towns and great stories, and the story here in Lander, Wyoming is no exception. And one of the great things about Hayden Outdoors is its reach to small areas, to big areas, and to get in and know the folks and have relationships. And Rick and Deirdre are perfect examples of that. Grandma Margaret sitting around telling the story of the area made me want to move to Lander, Wyoming. It's just so much fun to get out away from the big cities, out into the country on recreational properties and learn the history of the area.
For more information on any of our great properties for sale, please call 866-741-8323 or visit us online at HaydenOutdoors.com.